Hi everyone, it's Nikki from Mouths of Mums. How are you? We're in the Mum Cook Club kitchen tonight, and guess what? I just found out that we've got friends popping over. I ran into them after school today, so they're coming over. So I'm just quickly throwing together a couple of nibbly things with whatever I've got in the kitchen. It was raining this afternoon, it's pouring now, so I didn't actually want to go out to the supermarket, so I just had a look in the kitchen, and I thought that you might think that was quite fun too, to have a couple of recipes up your sleeve. So what I'm going to do first is actually make a nice warm Mexican dip. So what we're going to do is just fry off a few things and make that into a nice tomatoey, cheesy, nice warm dip, and serve that with corn chips. And then while that's actually bubbling away, I'm going to go over to the other bench in the kitchen and I'm going to make some Choc orange cheesecakes. They are literally 5-minute cheesecakes. You don't need to wait for them to set, nothing. I'll show you how to make those really easily. So to make our warm Mexican dip, all we need, I'll show you what we've got here. We've got just one onion, and I've just chopped that up really roughly. That's about half a capsicum. I chopped that up. I had one tomato left. I normally do my groceries on the weekend, so that was a bit sad, but I've just chopped him up there. And then just a can of any type of tomatoes, diced, chopped, whole tomatoes, it doesn't matter. And then once that's all been fried off and bubbling away, I'm going to throw in all of that cheese and let it go beautifully melty and gooey, and then a bit of Mexican flavouring. So the first thing I'll do is fry off those onions. So I've just got a tablespoon of olive oil in. Now I'm actually just using a little baby pot tonight because I'm actually going to serve it in this pot too, and that'll keep it nice and warm. So that's just going to fry off. So I hope you've all had a lovely week. I've had a good week. It's been quite busy. We've got one of our team members off on her honeymoon, so I'm just adding that capsicum now as well. I'll just turn that stove up full so it can stay hot. And then once everything's fried off, I'll turn it down. So lovely Elle is away on her honeymoon, so we're all covering off what she normally does. So it's been a really good week. We had sign off on a really cool campaign which starts in the next couple of weeks. So that's going to be lots and lots of fun for mums with kids of all ages. So there we go, we've got that tomato going in there as well. And then literally I will add in that other tomato there. Oh look, they were whole tomatoes. That's alright, we can just smush all of those in there. So literally just break them up. I probably could have used a slightly bigger saucepan, but that's okay. This will be okay. Now the other thing, I don't know if you've ever seen this in the supermarket, but I actually went to Costco one day with a girlfriend and I found a massive jar of Mexican flavouring. So I keep that in the pantry, so that's always handy. This is about maybe 1.5 tablespoons just of Mexican flavouring. If you didn't have that, you could add in some taco mix or some burrito mix, whatever you've got in the cupboard. This would actually work quite nicely too if you didn't want to do a Mexican flavour theme. You could actually put in some pesto if you had some pesto, or you could add heaps of garlic and basil, some other herbs, some oregano, make it a bit more of an Italian type theme. And you could just cut up lots of chunky bread and you could put the bread around it on the platter and everybody could dip that in. So there we go. What we're going to do is, you don't need to let it cook for too long. It only needs to really warm through, because all of those, the only thing you'd probably let cook for 5 minutes would be the onion. Now you can make this as spicy as you like. If you like a really hot Mexican sauce, you could heap in a whole lot of Tabasco if you wanted to. Probably what I would do, actually I'll get it out now. Where is it? Where's our Tabasco? There he is. Probably what you could do is you could actually pop him on the plate, and anybody who wanted it extra spicy could add their own Tabasco. So that's bubbling away really happily now. So what I'm going to do is just put in, I don't know, that was about half a block of cheese. I'm actually just going to drop all of that in there, just like that. And then that will start to go beautifully gooey and melty. There we go. I'm just going to keep a couple because you know me, I love a little garnish. There we go. So that's going to turn, we'll turn him right down so we don't have an explosion. Now technically I've probably got a little bit much in that saucepan, but I think he'll be okay. Rightio. So we'll let him start to bubble away there. Alright, I've got my beautiful big boy with me tonight, being my cameraman, Toby. He's going into exam week next week, so I think he's using this as a distraction. Righto, let's go over and have a look at our cheesecake. We'll come back to our warm Mexican dip soon. Here we go. So this is my 5-minute Choc orange cheesecake, and I'll show you all that you need. So literally I have got half an orange, which I juiced, and I actually put that through a sieve to take the pulp out. You can leave the pulp in quite happily. You could just squeeze it straight into your food processor. I've got 1 can of condensed milk. I've got 2 lots of 250 grams of cream cheese, and then I got about 12 just chocolate biscuits. Any type is fine. They were just like the Choc Ripple, the ones with no chocolate or anything on them, no icing or anything. And I did those in the food processor before. If you didn't have a food processor that could chop up, finely chop your breadcrumbs, what you can do, and I often do it, is stick them in a Ziploc bag and just roll them with a rolling pin, or a milk bottle or a drink bottle or anything like that, and you'll actually get that same crush. Obviously you can make them as thin or as thick as you like. So they are just sitting there ready to go. So literally all we need to do now is throw our cream cheese in there. Now again, don't worry if you don't have a food processor. You can actually, you could let your cream cheese melt a lot, or defrost a lot more, come to room temperature. And you could even use a stick blender, or you could use your mix master, or you could use a handheld electric mixer. It's completely up to you. So we're going to throw in that condensed milk. Look at him, he's a bit cold, I think. Look how thick that is. I'll put that orange juice in there as well. So obviously that orange is where our orange flavour is going to come from. Because we're using the condensed milk, I like to use the skim condensed milk, but because we are putting that condensed milk in there, we don't need any sugar at all. There is plenty of sweetness in that condensed milk. So the chocolate bickies are going to make our chocolate base of our cheesecake, and then this is going to be our cheesecake centre. So you'll just have to block your ears. Where's our lid gone, Tobes? There it is over there. You stay there, Toby. Here we go. I'll just grab our lid. I left him over there. I actually moved this today. So block your ears. Obviously, this is noisy. So we'll just turn him on. It won't need very long. That is looking pretty good. Just give him a couple more seconds. Oh, there we go. Just give him a couple more seconds. Rightio. Takes a few minutes for the lid to come off. Okay, so that's our mixture ready to go there. You can see that that's come together nicely. Now that machine is super zoomy. I only bought that because everything that I owned, my food processor, my blender, everything blew up at once. So pretty much now we are ready to put these cheesecakes together. Now because I'm not going for a set cheesecake, and because I'm not doing a baked cheesecake, I don't need to put the gelatin in for the set cheesecake, and I don't need to put the eggs in for the baked cheesecake. This is literally a layer cheesecake, and what I do is I've just got some of our stemless wine glasses. These are just pretty cheap glass, so we don't need to worry too much about them being too fragile. But literally all I do now is throw in just a couple of spoons of our biscuit crush. And again, because I'm not going for a set cheesecake at all, I don't worry about putting any melted butter through the bottom. So literally we will serve these. I am going to make more once we're finished. I've got enough mixture here for 4. So literally what I'll do is I'll serve them, give them a little shake. I will serve them later on. Everybody can just have a spoon. So literally all we need to do now is put in, see if I can do this without touching the sides. There we go. And because they are beautiful old friends, they won't care less whether they don't look like they've been in the restaurant. There we go. So we'll just let him settle, give him a little shake. But you can see that I've got plenty of mixture there, and it doesn't look like it's a lot in there, but once you start to eat them, it's actually quite rich, and you find that this size serving is absolutely plenty. It's almost enough between two. So you could use any glasses that you've got. You might even have those little jars, you know, the little jars with lids on them. Sometimes if we're going over to somebody's house and we're in charge of dessert, I love using those little jars with lids on them because they transport so easily. You can screw the lids on and then just take the lids off when you get there. There we go. So that is being very happy in there. Just a little tinge of orange. You could put a bit more orange flavour in if you like. If you were having an adults only dinner party, or you know, adults only friends, you could pop a little bit of orange liqueur in there, some Grand Marnier. You could put a little bit of Choc, what is it, orange Baileys, Choc orange Baileys or whatever. So that's kind of it there. Sorry, Chokes, I'm jumping all over the place, aren't I? Now what I'm going to do is I've just got a little bit of super dark chocolate there. Again, you could use any chocolate you wanted to. But I just happen to have this left over from the other day. So all I'm going to do there is literally make a mess all over the bench, but that's okay. And you could make this as thick as you like, as thin, as fine as you like. It's completely up to you. There we go. Oops. I will obviously wipe down the bench before they all come. You can't put me on the TV, can you imagine? I make such a mess. Look at me. That's all right. If you were putting them on a platter, they'd look fine. So what you could do is you could put them all on a little white saucer, serve them with a long spoon, and then what I'm going to do is just get an orange, little orange here, do a little, actually, do you know what I'm going to do before I do that? Come on, have a look over here, Chopes. Have a look in here. This is my air fryer, which I've had for a few years now, but what I did before is I actually really finely sliced the other half of the orange that I juiced. Oh, he got a bit fried. But have a look at these. Look how cute these look. So literally I just got those slices and I thought it might be quite fun. Let's see if they actually go in there. Oh, look at that. I thought that would be quite fun if we put those in there. These ones probably need a couple more minutes, but that's all right. Here we go. Put those in there. And then a tiny little bit of orange zest. So as always, I'll take some pickies and I will put these up, put the recipe on the website for you, and I'll put a link under this post when we post it later on tonight. So there we go. What do you think, Toby? What do you reckon? Do you think they look all right?
Yeah.
You would eat them, would you? I'm sure you would. Okay, so that's those there. They're our lovely choc orange 5-minute cheesecakes. Let's go and see how that Mexican dip is going. This mess here. That's all right, I'll clean that up. Oh, there we go. So this is bubbling away beautifully. You can see that that onion's cooked down, that capsicum's cooked down, and you can see that that cheese has gone beautifully gooey. Look at that. So the idea of this is that you serve it warm. I'm going to have to, I'll reheat this when everybody comes, if I can keep everybody away from it before then. But you can see that that cheese has gone beautifully gooey and melty. So the idea with that is to literally serve it warm. So I've popped a little, do you like my Mother's Day little breadboard that one of the kids got me from the school stall? So I'm going to pop him on there, turn that around so we can see our little Tabasco. And then literally all you could do is either serve your corn chips in a separate bowl, but what I like to do, excuse fingers, is just then arrange those corn chips all around. You could almost get away with 2 packets of corn chips. Again, crusty bread would be amazing. If you had some tortillas, some burritos, you could certainly tear those up. You could toast those in the oven. I'll have to get the food stylist onto these, won't I, Chobes? Those cracked ones don't make for a beautiful picture. But there we go. So what I will do then is literally pop a big old dollop of sour cream in the middle, and then just for decoration I'm just going to pop a couple of jalapenos on the top. So there we go. Literally the idea would be that everybody would just dip in with their corn chips and have that warm. Obviously you'd need to serve it with some napkins, but it's a lot of fun. So there we go, 2 really quick Friday night recipes. I think they absolutely deserve a glass of wine or a nice cold beer or a gin and tonic even. So have a fabulous night and we will see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.